Today we are going to see one more scenario, and let's see what is the today's scenario. So as the title says, Kubernetes field reference environment variable dynamic pod metadata in action. Okay, so let's see the details. There are the number of parameters that are used by the application. We need to define these as environment variables so that we can use them as needed within different config. Below is the scenario which need to be configured on the Kubernetes cluster. Please find below more details about the same. Create a pod name as the environment where container name should be the field reference container. Use the image HTTP prefer latest tag with the and use the command sh-c and argument should be while true do echo en \n and then print the node name, pod name, environment variable, then again print the pod IP, port service account. Then sleep for 10 seconds, then done and do the intention correctly and define the four environment variable as mentioned below. The first environment variable should be name as the node name and set value from field reference and the field path should be the aspect dot node name and the second environment variable should be the pod name and set the value from field reference and field path should be the metadata dot name. The third environment variable should be pod IP and set the value from the field reference and field path should be a status dot pod IP. And fourth one is the fourth environment variable should be named as the port service account and set value from field reference and field path should be a spec dot service account name and set the restart policy to never to check the output eject into the pod and use the print environment command. Okay, so this is the our requirement for today, and before proceeding to the YAML file, let's see at the last what we are going to achieve, then it will be more clear. So in this practical tutorial, you shall learn how dynamically inject the Kubernetes pod and node metadata into your application using the field reference environment variable. This technique is initial for the configuring application that need runtime awareness of their environment without hard coding the value, and we shall walk through creating a pod with environment variable source from the Kubernetes fields. Use, Using the spec.node name, metadata.name, a status.node IP, and a spec.service account name. Building a container that print this value continuously. Verifying the setup using the kubectl exec and print environment variables means what it means once this setup is done. So let's go through the YAML file slowly, then we will be know in more detail. So this is the YAML file of our pod. So API version is the v1, kind is pod, metadata name of the our pod is environment var. In the aspects part restart policy we are using the neighbor. In the container part, container name is the field reference container, and we are going to use the image httpd latest, and to run any command in the shell we need to use this parameter sh-c, then argument we are going to pass while true do means this is the infinite loop, and it's going to print these four parameter node name, node pod name, then pod IP, and then pod service account. It's then going to sleep 10 second. It means that every 10 second is going to print these four parameters. Okay, going to run this loop. Done environment, then this value, all the value whatever going to print from, it's coming from here from environment variable. First environment variable is the node name, and value from field reference is taking from the metadata. Field path is the spec dot node name. Second metadata coming from the pod name and value coming from the field reference, and field path is metadata dot name. Similarly, the pod IP is coming from the name is the pod IP, and value from the field reference, and field path is a status pod IP. So now let's go to the next. The last one is the port service account, and it's coming from the value from the field reference, and field path is the spec dot service account name. So dynamically, these four value variable are assigning to the from the node and pod, and those are going to print in here. Okay, then apply the above YAML file, then pod will be created. Then we can see our pod in running a state. Then we go inside the pod by the help of kubectl exec -it and pod name ..ss. Then we run the print environment variable print env. Then we'll be get a lot of the information which include the four field like pod IP we are printed, which taken dynamically. Then we printed the like host name is taken dynamically, then pod name, and so whatever we have given, those things also included. So we should see the value of the node name, pod IP, and port service account, apart from the other things. Okay, so let's see how we are going to achieve this in the production. So first copy the YAML file. Let's copy it. All the detail are in the blog, and blog link I'll be attached in the resource part of this video. So this is our production cluster. Let's create one file, pi pod.yaml. Let's paste it YAML file here, then save it, except :wq, then apply it by help of kubectl get sorry kubectl apply -f pod.yml. So we can see the pod is created. Let's check kubectl get pod. So our pod in running a state. Now let's go inside the pod. So we can get inside the pod by the help of kubectl exec command. So kubectl exec -it pod name, then -sh. So now we are inside the our pod. Now let's print all the environment variable. Print env, the command we can use. Paste it. Let's wait. Now press enter. So it's printed all the environment variable inside the pod, which include whatever we have given in the our YAML file like pod name. Then we have used the node name. Then we have used the other two things also. So in this way, if we want to dynamically print any environment variable, we can print it. Thank you. Happy learning.